Hello and welcome to Paxton Road TV. This is the Paxton Road TV reaction show for the game. Arsenal versus Tottenham Hotspur. The score, Arsenal 3, Tottenham 1 in a absolutely terrible, disgusting performance from Spurs today. The scoreline, I think, is flattered us. 3-1. I don't even want to get into this show. Anyway, I'm Simon Spurs for life. I'm joined in the house by Mike Hotspur Hustler, Darius 3K, Sid Spurs, Nigel, and Marlon Bashman for this show today. Like, subscribe, share, comment, do what you want today. I'm not really that fussed, I'll be honest with you. Let's get into the show. I'm going to start first because I told you guys before we went on air that I'm going to go first. This was an absolute diabolical performance from start to finish from every single person connected on that team today. It was horrible. Bar some of the subs that came on. We had Gil come on. I don't even want to talk about them subs that come on because that shouldn't even be a factor in the game. The game was done in the first 15, 20 minutes just for the fact that we didn't even turn up for a North London derby. And this is sad for me to say, but that looked like a team that just did not care. It did not care what happened. We probably should have been down 4 or 5 in that first half. We didn't look like scoring. We had no ideas. The manager had no idea. The sort of manager that you would need, and it's probably an old thing, but Jose in them old days would have made some changes after about 20 minutes. That's what needed to happen. Fundamental changes to the formation in terms of how we were playing. I'll be honest with you, I was happy with the starting 11 only for the fact that it was the players in terms of an attacking formation. However, we always have seen that Ndombele is not a player that's going to be tracking back. Playing him on the left-hand side of a midfield three when you've got a 1 and a 2 in front does not work with a player like that. You're not playing to his strengths. There was no midfielder in the box for any one of those goals today when they scored. Not one midfielder. There was no tracking. Smith Rowe just walked into the box. Do you know what I'm saying? I saw, what's his name? Pierre, I don't even know what his name, whatever. Call him whatever you want.
That's what I'm going to call him.
Just wandering into the box. Then Saka, again, just wandering into the box. We're also joined in here by an extra person here. We haven't seen him for a little while, but I know why he's here. Deji Spurs, welcome. Man's put his glasses on today. I feel like putting on my bloody glasses because I can't see away.
Manager application.
Coach Deji.
Get that man in the hot seat.
Coach Deji's here.
Deji, I'm going to be on you with them glasses. I like them glasses, by the way, because I'm going to have them because I need to see my way through this shit. I need to see a way through this shit, what's going on this pitch today, last week, the week before. We've conceded 9 goals in 3 games against London teams. Tell me what that's about. Please, somebody explain to me what that's about. London derbies are meant to be blood, guts, thunder, throwing tackles in, even if performances are shocking.
I tell you what.
Sorry, Mike, you can go.
This is going to be very, very quick comment. I think the 7 of us here would perform better than 7 of the players that played in Tottenham today.
Absolutely.
I'm not going to deny
absolutely, that. 100%. I think I've done enough. I'll probably get a bit more ranty in a minute. But I'm not going to apologise to anybody. Don't care. It's one of them things. This is what it's about. This is the passion the players should be showing. You know, if you get angry with somebody, did we have any yellow cards today? I don't even know if we had any yellow cards in the game.
We did.
Skip got a yellow card.
Don't tell me Skip.
That's what I'm trying to say. Skip comes on at half time and gets a yellow card in the game where none of them players in that first half did fuck all. Fuck all. I'm saying, it's really bad. And breathe again. Woo, bring it down. I'm going to watch Marvel tonight. Mike, what's your thoughts on this game? Just talk to me.
Mate, I don't even know where to begin. First of all, mate, I don't actually know where to begin with this, but first of all, the formation. I'm going with the formation. I know Darius. I know I think he thinks the formation is okay, etc. But from my perspective, 4-3-3 away from home. It just today it hasn't worked against Chelsea. It hasn't worked against Crystal Palace. I know that the formation, if you've got the right players, that formation can work. But today it just left us exposed. Like, I mean, you can't. I'm not even hating on Ndombele today. I'm not going to hate on him because if you're playing him, you know he's not going to track back. So play a double away from home. Play a double pivot, like to counter that fact that he's not going to track back. And if you leave it, if you've just got Højbjerg there, who's just going to be exposed because he'll be outnumbered, give him a bit of extra help. He should have started, but the back line, I would have kept the back line. He should have put Skip alongside Højbjerg, Ndombele where he is. He probably should have started Hill alongside Kane and Son. You might have got a tune out of those boys, but there's just nothing today. If I was playing, I would have got sent off today. If I was playing,
the thing is, as you quite rightly said, Mike, sometimes in games you can lose quite heavily in a defeat, but there's things you can kind of take from it. I started writing down the early shape 4-3-3. We should be trying to block that pass off to Partey because that's what they were trying to get. That
it's not working, though. It's not the formation. It
didn't work. It didn't work. But the thing is, we could see it's not working. Surely they can see it's not working after 5-10 minutes. You have to make the adjustments on the pitch. Bring Dele Alli back alongside Højbjerg. That's all he needed to do.
Yeah, you could have done that. Yeah,
that's what he needed to do.
Could have done that.
And then make the substitutions later on if you don't want to make them straight away. But the fact he just watched, and I kept on watching that ball, there's nobody in midfield. And then they just kept on going back and just not tracking back. It's just...
Thing is, it's not like it's the first time, is it? I know there's mitigating circumstances of Palace, but you got Chelsea. This is the third time we've conceded 3 goals on the trot. When's the last time that ever happened at Spurs? I actually can't remember it. For me,
September 2003 was the last time.
There we go.
There you go. And who was the manager then?
Don't know. Don't care.
I can't even remember, but. I'm starting to lose a bit of patience with Nuno. I
think we all are.
I mean, what the game changed slightly. Apart from you could say the game's dead at the second half when he made the changes, i.e., brought on Emerson, Skip, and Hill. He should have brought them. He just should have brought them on earlier.
Let me just come to this comment from Eddie Ryan. Eddie Ryan saying 3 down and brings on 2 effing defensive players. Clues. The one defensive player that he brought on in Skip actually made a big difference in the game.
Yeah, I was going to say I disagree with that.
I'll disagree with that in that sense, but I can understand what you're saying in terms of trying to go. We didn't have anything to bring on to really go for it anyway because the players like Bergwijn are not there to an addition. Hill should have started. I said that yesterday. Hill should have started. You can bring Lucas on as an impact later on because that's what he does. He's busy, but start Hill. Give him that opportunity to start. Bring Lucas on for a second half or even the last 20 minutes when you know what he's going to give you. To do it from the first half and then to bring Hill on, it was absolutely... Darius, I'm going to come to you next. Sorry. Have your rant.
I'm not going to rant because I knew what was... Well, I didn't know what was going to happen, but I knew the lineup we needed to have to sort of put in a good performance. And from when I saw the lineup, I knew that it was going to be a bad performance. Mike's 100% spot on. You don't go to the Emirates and play a formation like that, knowing that you haven't won or you've already won what twice in 28 years there. You don't go and play that sort of formation. Yeah. You play Skip, you play Højbjerg, you play a back 4, or even you play a back 3, and you, like you said, Mike, you try and get a result. And whatever way you get that result, I don't care. I didn't care.
I don't care.
I could not care if, like I said, if we had 10% possession and we got dominated the whole game. If we had come out of there 1-0, I'd have been grinning from chin or cheek to cheek, whatever you want to say. I couldn't care less. So for me, Nuno gets 100% the blame here, completely from that lineup choice. And this is twice now, but he's messed up that lineup choice. Crystal Palace
not just Nuno, though. Not just Nuno, just Darius.
I'm sorry.
Even the players, when the players are on the pitch, regardless of how somebody sets you out as a manager, you know, as a football player, if the manager's made it, okay, he's not playing the right players here, but the players on the pitch take responsibility. There was no player that took responsibility.
The players were poor, and that's I agree with that. The players were poor, but then there's not many of those players that didn't play in the first 3 games. Do you know what I mean? That you can set up your team to put them in a better position than they are. And when you play Ali and Ndombele, us all knowing Ndombele, what he's like and what he's going to bring, his skills and attributes aren't getting back and tracking back. So give him the license to do what he can do by playing 2 defensive-minded midfielders in a game like this. We're not playing Watford where they're going to play 2 banks of 4 or a bank of 4 or 5. We're playing Arsenal at the Emirates who are going to attack us. They played 2 basically attacking midfielders in the centre mid and they let Partey hold because they knew that they were just going to attack us. So why don't we do the intelligent thing, and play Skip and Hojbjerg and allow Ndombele to have that freedom to roam more.
But
when Hill came on,
or just crowd it out in the midfield.
But exactly, because they played Partey and Xhaka. Don't forget that. All they did today, they played 4-2-3-1, and all ESR, Emil Smith Rowe, all he did was come from that left-hand side
into the middle.
Just made an extra number in the middle.
Exactly.
But we've seen that happen time and time again. It's not rocket science. You can see it. I saw it on the pitch. We all saw it. You just got to match up. Okay, they've done that. Match up one more in midfield. Players on the pitch have to make that decision as well. It shouldn't just come from the manager. But I agree with you what you're saying.
That's difficult.
The manager takes the responsibility.
To sort of, because Son was playing on the left and Lucas was playing on the right. Lucas, I guess, could come into the middle, but I'm not expecting that. I can't put this down on the players, unfortunately.
I'm sorry.
The majority of the obviously the players take responsibility. Kane had a shocker. Kane had an absolute shocker. Son had a shocker. They all had bad performances, but they weren't set up in the way to sort of like to compete against Arsenal at the Emirates. This is what I'm trying to say. If we play 3 at the back with Romero there, again, more solidity. I don't care how we play. All these people, and I'm not getting onto fans, but a lot of fans saying they want to see attacking football. I do as well. I get that. But in certain games, you can't see that football. Yeah. Again, I said this from the preview. I don't care how we play against Chelsea's, Cities, even Arsenal at home, Man United. These teams are better than us. These teams are clearly better than us. We just have to get a result. And the lineup for me was the reason that we didn't get the result today. I think that if we had played Skip and Hill in the same formation and maybe just dropped it into a 4-2-3-1, I think we would have played better. Hill starting would have been a difference and Skip starting would have been a massive difference. Those, like we just said, those 3 goals all came from the midfielders getting bypassed. If Skip was in that midfield, we're not getting bypassed like that. I think we avoid
it. It was more selection as well then, but that's hindsight.
That's what I'm saying. But that's not hindsight because we could all see that we needed to play that double pivot. Me and Mike said, we don't care how we play. We need to just muddy it up and win the game somehow.
With the start 11 that we had, you can make them changes still because Dele Alli is not a player
but that's the issue. We were 3-0 down at 35 minutes. You make the change at 35 minutes, you're 3-0 down. It doesn't
change
matter.
In 10 minutes. If you see it happening, sorry, though. I'm getting
go on.
Because of the players that were on the pitch, right? Again, the manager should be able to see that if we can see that from the stands. But what happens is you don't want to make a sub 2, and I can understand him not wanting to bring Skip on after 5 minutes, 10 minutes. That's going to damage any player's confidence.
Mate, he should have done it. Fuck him.
But he should have done it. Yeah. Again,
that's why manager. That's why he's getting paid what he is, mate. Brilliant. Make the decision. You're getting bought. We're getting literally run. We're exposed. We're like.
Yes,
we were exposed.
Last season, we did play Ndombele as a double pivot alongside Hojbjerg because he's done that before. So he can do it, although it's not his best position. But you've got Dele Alli there. Why not put him there? He's got all this engine that he's running around. Play him there. Just say, Dele Alli, get him there. Have a word with him. Somebody
just do a job for 45 minutes.
Do that job for that half. And then you sort it out half time. The fact nothing happened and we looked like we were going to concede 6. That's the problem. See, I'm going to come to you next. It was awful, wasn't it?
It was awful, is not the word. I agree with what Darius and Mike were saying. As soon as I saw that lineup, as soon as I saw it on the pitch, there's no way we was going to give them any kind of a game in that midfield. What with Hojbjerg, Dele and Ndombele in there, it's just a battle that you're just going to lose straight away. And then the worst thing to top it all off, we were just bypassing them from the back for the first 10, 15 minutes. Every single time Dier got the ball, it was straight through the top. Every single time. And I think someone's put it in the comments. It was like watching the Wimbledon from the 80s.
It was ping pong, mate.
Yeah, it was shocking. Nobody got... And what I don't understand, right, is it's a North London derby. Do these lot not understand what a North London derby means to everyone? They came out on the pitch like it was just another Sunday grassroots football. Let's go and play, guys. Oh, it's 4 o'clock. We've got to turn up, lads. Let's just turn up and let's have a game of football. None of them actually turned up, right? And they just weren't interested. You've got
Can I also just add on? Right? I'd add on as well. The players that started today, there was no new, none of our new buys were in that starting 11 that started today. So all of those players have played in a North London derby before, some way, shape, or form.
Yeah,
they look like they'd never played in a competitive game against any London team ever. That's what they look like today. So where's that come from? This is what I'm trying to say. That mentality's got to come from somewhere because you can't make the excuse, we got a few new signings on. Oh, well, the manager's only just been in charge for 1 week. He's not. He's been in charge since July.
He's not learning his lessons, mate. He's not learning
Something's not right, and I think we're going to get to that in a little while.
It's not. Yeah, it's not down to, you know what? It's not down. You can't blame the manager for that, right? Because this is his first North London derby. There's players there, right? Like the likes of Kane, Son, Dier. They've been through how many North London derbies? They should know the passion, right? You know, you got to give Arsenal credit as well because they've come in and they've given their fans a show, mate. I mean, you would not have thought this team lost the first 3 games of the season. The way they play, yeah, we've made them look like world beaters, right?
But mate,
They were better than us on the day, but we were appalling. Now, it all boils down, and this is going to be a debate now that's going to carry on forever and ever. I've said this all along, right? Kane should have been gone in January. Tommy Yasu should have been bought at right back. I'm still not convinced by Emerson, Royal.
I think
there's a lot of factors. But the main thing is if these 11 cannot get geared up for a North London derby after losing 2 London derbies and getting battered at Palace and Chelsea, there's a problem. There's a massive problem.
Surely, if you're low on confidence and you're conceding goals, the first thing you do is, right, we're conceding goals, we're low on confidence, let's just shore it up. Let's make us difficult to beat. Then you can build on that and you can be like, right, okay, we'll stop shipping goals in. Next, we can go and start trying to win games, and that's how you build the confidence. Stop the goals.
Sorry, before we really get into this, let me just get let me just get everybody's opinion on this before we really start debating back and forth. So, Nigel, you're next up. Tell me what your thoughts are.
Yeah, I mean, as you can see, the Paxton TV Avengers have had to assemble because returns of people who have gone.
I've missed this panel, I have to admit.
And everyone's back because this is like the culmination. We're all watching, and you're fuming. And to be honest, I could be like Darius said, and all the tactics, the formation, this, that. But I just think the club's in a toxic place. Like we're saying, where's the mentality? Where's the fight? We're trying to figure it out. But the atmosphere around the club has been so bad in the last few years that it doesn't surprise me that players look like they don't want to play. How many times have we, since we started this channel, have we said it looks like they didn't want to play today? There's something that's fundamentally wrong, and it comes out in a North London derby, and we're fuming in the end. But it's like it doesn't surprise me anymore. Like,
but Nigel, of all the games to come out in, surely this is the one game where you'd think everything that's happened, mentality-wise, club-wise, you should be at least throwing your
We just got pammed. Listen, we just got pammed by Palace. We got pammed by Chelsea.
Even Ren games.
Ren, we were lucky to get anything against Ren. Like the atmosphere around the club is not one where you feel like the players are there to fight for the badge. We won our first 3 games of the season. We are 2-3 games away from saying fire our manager. That's just the feeling. Like we
2 or 3. You think that many? I don't even think.
No. I mean, we won our first 3. 3 games later, we're saying fire our manager. That we're on the edge that quickly. Like there's no we don't feel stable or secure in our club. It's just not what it has to be, and it's no surprise that the players go out there and they don't want to fight for the badge. Because I always think when Darius used to say last season, I just want my Tottenham back. I don't feel like I haven't.
There's only one man for the job, mate, and he's down there.
We'll get to him in a minute. He's there waiting. He's patiently waiting, and I'm going to wait for him to lose because I'm going to come to Marlon next. Yeah. Marlon, is there any positives from that? Any positives that you can see?
Yeah, there's always positives. When you're rock bottom, there's only one way you can go is up.
we're not even rock bottom. We're like halfway. We're halfway.
It's not the end of the world. It was 3 points at the end of the day. Yes, the first half was crap, but then I said it highlights that 4-3-3 said Ali's pants, and it just means it highlights several players that are just not good enough for Spurs. So I'm just looking at the positive. Second half was better. Go back to what we know. Play 4-2-1 and the 3 up top. It worked in the second half. I'm all right, to be honest. Sometimes
you all right.
No, hold on.
You all right?
You know what? That's surprising,
Sometimes you need performances like this to get a reaction.
I was like this for Chelsea, but not for this game. Were you like this for Chelsea as well?
Sometimes you need 3 in a row.
I was at the Chelsea game. The first half weren't that bad. Come on,
we were better than Chelsea in the first half. I agree, but this game I see no. That's the thing. I see no positives, Marlon. I see no positives.
What did you just say? We need a performance like this to show. But we've seen it against Chelsea. We saw it against Palace. We saw it against Rennes. We even saw it against Wolves.
When Ali don't play, watch how Spurs play better. Ali's pants. He's been pants for a while. Sid, I know you like him, but the guy's finished. He's a fashion icon.
No, he was pants today.
No, he's been pants all season. He's been pants for about 3 years. Forget Ali. Let's leave Ali out. When we play without him, we play better. Even Skips came on against Wolves. He made a big impression on me. Today again, when he comes on, he makes an impression. Play Skips and Højbjerg, even play on Ndombele a bit further up. Watch Spurs play better if we stick to the formation in the second half.
You know when you're playing FIFA and you're pamming someone and it's obvious.
That's the thing. You play too many.
So now you're trying rainbow.
You play too many games. That's the problem. So watch the game properly. You'll see a difference.
3-0. They relaxed.
Okay, I'm gonna come down to our potential manager in waiting. He's got his glasses on. He's been studying. He's been taking notes. I'm now going to be wearing glasses probably for the next show because I've got some here. I thought to myself I might have to pull them out. Deji's done the same, and I like that, and I'm going to have to do that. Deji, we haven't seen you for a while. Welcome back, sir. It's been a long while, but you're here. Talk to us.
Thank you. It's been a minute, and Sam, you were right. As soon as I put the glasses on, it's quite simple. You know, I mean, serious business. Thank you to Mike and the fellow Avengers on this call because I think this is absolutely ridiculous. The first thing I want to say is that Tottenham right now looks like the Netflix movie. If you haven't seen it, please watch it tonight. It's called A Series of Unfortunate Events, and it started from Pochettino. Yeah, and as soon as when we didn't support Pochettino, you are now seeing the fruits of our labour, literally. And this is what we're getting. I want to blame first and foremost. You don't need to be getting paid to be able to be motivated for a North London derby. If you as a manager can't motivate the team, you've got a problem. That's a fact.
100.
For me, I watch my kids play. It's not everybody loses a game, but it's how you lose. Mike said something really, really fundamental earlier. He said there's 7 players that we need to get rid of in that first 11. Mike is absolutely on the money, and which is why I want to have him as a co-partner.
Why am I laughing?
Loris, Kane, Son, and Højbjerg, everyone can go. Dele Alli can't get in the Bournemouth team, let alone Tottenham Hotspur. Do you know what I'm saying? And I think
it's true.
We've just got to accept that Spurs right now, we have to start again. Crystal Palace is better than our club. What are we doing with the recruitment? I'm looking at the Crystal Palace team that was coming on, the players that they brought on, and I'm comparing it with our players, and I'm saying, what the hell's going on? And the biggest joke, Sid kind of alluded to it. Tommy Yasu, didn't want to pay 18 mil for this guy, right? But we spent 30 mil for Everton. All right?
I'm telling Deji, tell him again. Yeah. It's going to be the worst decision we've ever made.
You're going to... Deji, stop that.
We had opportunities.
Tell him, Deji.
Ballers. We say no for some reason. We didn't want to pay 18, but we spent 30 on Emerson. So it's a series of unfortunate events. The whole team from Levy down is rotten. And I think for us, we just have to accept. We need to rebuild. Marlon, you're my boy. I love you. That second half, you can't be talking about ours. The team didn't turn up. There was nothing acceptable.
Game over 35, yeah.
Let's not fall out on this call. So last but not least, to me, I just would like us. Why can't we go? What are our scouts doing? Can we go and find people playing in Epping Forest, Victoria Park? I don't give a damn if they're
not bloody scouts. They're cubs. They're cubs. You know, the scouts are the older members. They're cubs because they're just terrible. They're youths. They must be kids. There must be. I don't know who's doing the scouting for us. Sorry, Deji. I just had to butt in. Sorry.
No, Sam. Look, I'm just going to finish like this though. I think we have to accept. We need to clear everybody out. None of them players today wanted to play for Spurs. None of them. Because I don't care about tactics. I don't give a damn about this and that.
Yeah.
In a North London derby, We need to be putting in tackles. We need to be showing
True.
aggression. We need to be trying. They didn't try. They were jogging. Have you seen the goals? So for me,
don't start me
for
on them
me,
goals.
get us in
Don't
the
start
club
me.
right now. Let's get the hashtag going. Paxton Road, Avengers assembled. We want to take over management. We don't want any payment. We don't want any payment for the
I
rest of the
love that
season.
name.
And
This
let's
is what I'm
get
gonna-
some people.
I just want a
there
season
at-
ticket. I just want a season ticket in a Skywalk tour, and I'll do the job for you, Deji. I'm there for you, bro. I'm there for you.
You can have my season ticket if you want.
Right, I'm going to put this up because this is interesting, and it might. I'm sorry, that's not right. That's not right. I'll come back to that in a minute because I have to put this up first. Right, let me just share this because it just makes interesting reading in terms of the actual stats on the game, because you might think it's really,
haven't seen
really terrible, but if you look at it, I guess it might be a bit more of the second
even
half in
worse.
there as well. But it's not quite as bad as I thought it was stats wise, but that doesn't make any difference. It doesn't make any difference at the moment. So 47, and again, in the first half, you can look at possession. Possession doesn't mean anything. 47%, 53 to us. 12 shots to them, 10 to us, 7 to them on target, 4 to us, 4 corners each, fouls 13-12. So on the face of it, you look at that and you think, oh, in a game where they're at home, you think, oh, that kind of measures out sort of thing. Even the possession is a little bit more. But that doesn't bear anything to like what that first half was like. That first half was as bad as I've seen, and I'm not talking about just Spurs. That's as bad as I've seen any Premiership team play, and that's going some way to talking about how bad we were today. Because we were in any game of football, you have to compete. I don't care what anybody tells me; it doesn't cost you to compete. Do you know what I'm saying? Unless the players are not fit, unless there's something wrong with the players physically. They're professionals and they should be able to compete. They didn't compete in that first half for me. What's your thoughts on the stats? Who wants to talk about them stats? Anybody?
See, this is the thing is as well, that 53% possession, right? What's even more worrying is our quality in terms of the actual players on the ball and what we can do on it is so bad. We have such bad quality in the attacking third. Our centre backs struggle to play out. And Ndombele was losing the ball a lot. Hojbjerg pushing up to help out on the attacks. He's never had that strength in his game to be able to do that. And Dele has got 2 left feet on the ball at the moment. So it's just we can get as much possession as we want, but we talk about even if we bring on Gio, he's not going to help in the attacking situation. If we bring on
he's awful. Yeah, he's terrible as well. I don't even want to see him play anymore.
Is horrendous.
Yeah.
If we bring on Skip, he's not going to help us in the attacking situation. So what's even more worrying is when we don't even do anything with the ball anyway. Like we don't know what to do, and we haven't known what to do for a long period of time, and we don't have the players that can help.
But if we had Hill, Son, Ndombele in the middle,
telling you,
Kane
mate.
up front, in that 4 up front, and if you've got a double pivot of Hojbjerg and Skip, we're not conceding flipping goals. We're not conceding goals.
We've
We've
got
got
conceded
that.
2 of those goals. I guarantee you, and that's what I'm saying.
Piss me off. Like
I understand the performance individually. The performances were shot. I think Kane was one of the worst players on pitch. I thought Kane was. I think was it the 3rd goal or the 2nd goal he was completely responsible for from when he lost the ball to when he tried to slide
He
in.
assisted.
He basically assisted him. Right? He was
but
shocking.
Like we're playing more on the right wing as well. Like he's not a right winger.
Let Marlon have his say. Let Marlon say something. Go on, in, Marlon.
Kane, yes, he lost the ball. But why did Kane come from where he was attacking?
No.
Oh yeah,
Come
100%.
back and get that ball back. Where was our midfielders?
100%.
Yeah.
So that was the issue. Like
Yeah.
Ali should have never started. If Skip was there, that issue would not have happened. That's what I'm trying to say. And I said this in the Crystal Palace game as well. We lost 3-0 because Winks started. Yes, Winks might not have been the worst player on the pitch, but if Skip was on the pitch, or sorry, if Ndombele was on the pitch at that time, there would have been a difference in the whole performance. Skip and Hojbjerg would have been a lot more secure. And Ndombele for the whole of that first half was almost, like Nigel just said, he was almost deeper than Hojbjerg. He was playing left centre mid, but Hojbjerg was getting further forward than him. I'm thinking, what's the point in Ndombele playing centre mid if he's playing this deep? So as soon as we changed it, you see the better sort of the players who we want to see perform better.
But even so, Darius, even so, like I said, I agree with you completely on the Skip thing. But just looking at, and I'm only going to point here because it's not him, just him on his own. It's not just him on his own. it's this system here. This gap in the middle here is where the problem is, because he's too far that side and he's too far. They played from probably the other side. I think it was Dele played on the right and then Ndombele played on the left. There's a massive gap here where two of the Arsenal players were. This is what I'm saying. So as soon as they bypass these two players, you're on to Hotspur. And in the goals, Hotspur wasn't even there. So they were onto your back four, and that's where the problem was. The formation itself, there was nothing there to stop Arsenal just counter-attacking us. Their first goal just came from Smith Rowe walking into the box. You cannot just have a player walk in the box, be calling for the ball, and nobody go towards him.
See, this is why I empathize with Nuno, because as I said earlier, the reason in the first place that we have a manager of the caliber of Nuno is because we had no ambition to get anyone better. Number one. Then number two, we're trying to plug holes in our defense constantly. Once we try to play a defensive lineup, and we had Mourinho trying to play defensive, trying to plug players in, we have absolutely no quality going forward, and then we can't score either. So where's the middle ground? Like we don't have a balanced squad to figure that out. What do we do?
I think you know what it is. You can. Sorry, Mike. Go on.
No, I was just saying. If we want Ndombele in the team, you got to give him a free role in that number 10. Give him the free role in number 10. Play the double pivot behind him, so we're protected, so we don't get overran. And then we've got Hill and Son.
Mike,
I just can't
get rid.
We
get rid of Ndombele. I think what the problem
he's had enough of him
is that we've got mediocre players, and then we're asking managers to work with mediocre players. I've asked for the job. I need the job. Let me tell you what one. Yeah, Regulon is absolute garbage. That's why. Let me tell you who I'd rather have over Tanguy. Conor Gallagher. Yeah, I'd rather have him. Box to box midfielder. He would be plugging the holes that you guys are talking about. We need like a Decore. We need like a Sarr on the wing. We need a proper winger, not Lucas Headless Chicken Mora that sometimes does something and sometimes doesn't. That's why the football is not complicated. The reason why you're seeing what you're seeing is because none of them Tottenham players, and I'm looking at my brother Darius, trust each other. The midfield don't trust the defense. The keeper don't trust the strikers. Kane can't play because he doesn't think he's going to get the ball. Son is running too far everywhere. So until we get competent players in the right position, the Conor Gallaghers of, we don't need, this ain't deep. Rafinha, we get a Rafinha, that type of thing. We get like a Dallas, we get like a Duffy in defense. We can rebuild our team with 60 mil. Let's get rid of Tanguy and rebuild our squad with 60 mil. You would see us fix up. That's what it is, boys.
These players aren't that good.
They are.
We ain't gonna get 60 mil, you know.
Tanguy's not deserving. Tanguy's not deserving of what we're having to sacrifice just to play him.
No,
because even when we put him in, our attacking ability is the quality of these players just isn't that good.
But guys, do you not think a lot of this actual looking at some of these players' performances is down to their mental fact, because they're good players? Tanguy is not convinced. I'm gonna hold on. Let me just give the Tanguy, and I always even do it for Dele Alli to a degree. Tanguy, if you're gonna play him to his strengths. You know what he can do when he has the ball. If you're gonna say Tanguy, okay, I want you to do all them tricks and flicks, but then I want you to track back, get yourself in the box, break the ball up, and then get yourself forward. You can't get angry at him.
This is where we talk about shit. Remember, we talked about, I said some of these players who are at City, they're incredible because they're wearing that blue. If we put Tanguy in the City team with the liberties that he has, he'd be incredible. If we put Lucas Moura in the City team and we said every time you get it, you can just run at the fullback and we'll regain possession in 5 seconds. But we're Spurs. We're not good enough to be giving away these liberties to these players, and we can't have luxury players at the moment.
But Nigel, what we're doing also is we're buying players built for the Italian and Spanish league. Tanguy would smash it at Real Madrid or Barcelona.
Yeah, he would.
The leagues are slow and dead. In the Premier League, it's every man for himself, full pace, full strength. Stamina has to be 110%. If you don't tick them 3 boxes, you should not be playing in this league. And we've got 6 or 7 men in our starting 11 that are not good enough for the Prem. Not because they're not good players, but for the demands of the Premier League and the Premiership, they can't cut the mustard. Reguilon can't cut the mustard.
That's honestly though, Deji, I still think formation change makes such a. And I hear what you guys are saying. I do think we are gassing up our players slightly a little bit too much. But then I do like look at teams like Brentford, and I look at managers like Thomas Frank, and I look at managers like Graham Potter, who are getting double what they're getting out of those players because of their system and because they're playing to the strengths. I'm telling you now, we go to a 3 at the back, and you put Romero in a 3 at the back, and you give us one extra defender and still keep Skip and Højbjerg, you allow Reguilon and Emerson less sort of responsibility for defense. I'm telling you now, there will be an improvement in the team. Obviously, I don't think we're going to improve to the standard that we all expect, but you're going to need to get in a manager of an elite quality to see that. If we bring in a Conte, you probably would see a lot of these players improve. But if you're not going to do that, the manager that we do have has to play to the player's strengths first and foremost. And I do agree with you guys that players aren't good enough, but I also am now starting to see that Nuno isn't playing to our strengths and he's not picking the right teams. And first and foremost, if you don't pick the right team, you put yourself in a bad position.
This is relegation form.
Yeah, let me ask a couple
No
questions.
transfer whatsoever.
And I'm going to ask Sid first. Sid, is the manager good enough to get the best out of these players?
Right. So I was just about to say, as a manager, if you looked at it today, right, on the touchline, Arteta was jumping up and down, left, right, and centre, shouting instructions, doing everything. What was Nuno doing? Stood on the touchline with his hand underneath his beard and just stood there. There was
Just
no emotion on his face. There was nothing on his face. I mean, this is a North London derby, right? And he's not showing any signs of any emotions or anything whatsoever. Now, if your manager is there to give you instructions, shout instructions, and you're not doing that, then why are the players going to be interested? Because they can do what they want to do on that pitch. If your manager just stood there, right, and not shouting out anything and just saying, all right, you know what, let them get on with it, then you got problems. Because as a manager, right, yeah.
I'm going to agree with you on that. But if you look at someone, I agree with that. The body language doesn't help. But if you look at someone like Graham Potter, I don't see him jumping up and down, shouting. He's got his arms folded, but his direction, he knows what he's doing. He sees the game, right, make some changes. Yeah. The same with Thomas Tuchel. He's a bit more animated, but when Frank Lampard was there, he had a lot of players at that Chelsea team which were playing awful. Do you know, we looked at them thinking they're good players, but they're awful. Thomas Tuchel comes in, sorts a few tactical things out, gets the players playing, gets them motivated, wins a Champions League with them. It's about what you do with the players that you've got. I don't care what you're telling me. Our squad is not the worst in the league. We're playing like the worst team in the league, but our squad is in and around top 6 to 8. Don't forget this top 4 business. That's way gone. Yeah. Top 6 to 8, that's where that squad is. And that squad is also good enough, if played right, to win something in terms of a domestic trophy and even this UECL that we're in. But when you do not see anything tactically from your manager as a player, you're going to think, what's going on here? You're not putting in your effort. Kane, we know about Kane. So there's a lot more than just the players. It's a lot more than just the manager. It's the whole thing wrapped up that we're probably like, as Nigel's, and probably not just Nigel's mentioned, everybody's mentioned, it's been like this for about 3.5 years now. What's going on? What's going on?
I can't see Nuno getting a tune out of any of these lot.
No, I don't see it.
I just want to public apologise to my colleagues on the panel and to all of the Tottenham army that are watching this, because I saw this coming. I went to watch us against Colchester and I could see then, even though we won 3-0, that the team looked clueless. And let's be real, guys, we also are to blame because we slightly got gassed by the 3 lucky 1-0 victories. Let's keep it real.
I still positive though.
1-0 victories. And so this is not a surprise. The truth of the matter is, as you've all been saying, within days, couple games, you could see Tuchel, you could even see what Arteta was trying to do. I am lost as to what Nuno is trying to do with us.
I agree with that comment there.
Trying to go on the wing. I don't know if we're trying to go in the middle. We are just there. So for me, it's a mess. Like I told you, watch it tonight on Netflix. It's a series of unfortunate events led by Mr. Levy himself. And what we got to do is a clean up job. Because this this. We could
Marlon.
Thing is, it's poison from the top, though, isn't it? Like
There's
you
a
go
lot
to
of
Levy's poison. Like it's just filtering down. I just don't see how Nuno has got the capability to turn things around.
You don't have the
struggling
personality to do it.
He
If
hasn't,
Jose couldn't
like-
do it mid-season, there's no way this guy can get them players unless there's a fundamental, like, clear the air talks and just basically lay it on the line. He tells them players, and this is what he's going to have to do. In my opinion, he's going to have to tell these players, listen,
Spit some truth.
my job's on the line here. If you don't play for me, I'm gone. And whether them players want him to go or not, I don't know. I'm not in the back. But it doesn't look like these players... Go on, sorry.
So, you know what he's got to do? Come January, he's got to go and get Pape Sarr and say, you know what? I want him. I need him back. I want him now. Bring him back because he might make a difference and he needs to go in January and whatever.
I don't want to see him. You know what, Sid? As much as I would, let that kid play because we don't want to bring him into this environment where he's not going to develop, and that's the wrong environment for him to bring him in there. I understand what you're saying in terms of his ability, but we brought in players to do that, and we've got Romero, Sierra A or Sierra A, whatever you want, defender of the year. He's not playing, right? Rodon, we brought him in, plays in the black three for Wales, plays brilliantly, not playing. So what's going on? Do you know what I'm saying? We've got players in here who I think could make.
So let's get rid of Nuno.
Or just Nuno just needs to stop listening to, like, at the end of the day, I don't like. I'm going to say this again. Chelsea fans don't care how they play football because they're winning. And I know they're winning, and I know they win the Champions League, and I know they got a great team, but they don't care how they play. They don't care if they stink out their Stamford Bridge at home because they win games. I honestly, in all fairness, I actually don't care how we play because when we were winning games, I was much happier than us losing these games now. And to be honest, I just think that going to a 3 at the back will change a lot of fortunes. Arteta did it last year or the year before when he was at Arsenal and he won the FA Cup. Small things like that, small tweaks to systems can do a lot for teams. And I just
what you're
really
saying,
believe...
Darius, what you're saying is go to the formation that he utilised at Wolves.
The one that he literally... Exactly. I sound like an idiot saying this. We're all claiming and clambering for this 4 at the back. Let the guy do what he knows best. You know what I mean? He was playing good football at Wolves. Yes, okay, they might not have been, extremely attacking, but if you're going to do that attacking football, your line has to be past that halfway line. You can't play sort of a deep line and play attacking football, in my opinion. You have to take that risk by playing the high line. Liverpool do it. City do it. Brentford do it. All the teams that play Leeds do it. All the teams that play attacking football play a high line. If we're not going to do that, then play 3 at the back and have a little bit more solidity and go forward like that. Because this is not working. There was a comment earlier on about sort of doing a hybrid, sort of trying to attack and defend. It's not working. It's not working.
It's never going to work.
It doesn't seem like he's playing players that he wants to play. It seemed like he changed it because we complained at Crystal Palace. It seems like he changed it because he knew that people wanted to see attacking football against Arsenal. I didn't want to see that. I just wanted to see a win.
Why is the manager?
Yeah, I was going to say, Mike. Let me ask this question to Marlon because Marlon's been a bit.
Yeah,
If what Darius just said, if a manager is almost pandering to the fans in that aspect this early, what's going to happen later on when there's more pressure heaped onto him? Marlon, what's going to happen? Do you think that this is just a bad day or bad days at the office the last 4 games, or is there something fundamentally here that you need to see change before we can even begin to see any Spurs? Spurs DNA, this thing that they've talked about, I'm going to make you proud. That shit, they ain't going to make me proud. I'll tell you that now.
To be honest, like I said, I think we just need to be a bit more realistic. It's 6 games. 6 games, and people calling for the manager's head. So what? It's a new team. No, people just need to relax. This guy was not dead at Wolves. Let's be real. When we watched Wolves, when he first came up, they were good. Only when he had injuries, they were pants. When he lost Jota, when he lost Jimenez, and he lost someone else, they started to struggle. Give the man a chance. It's 6 games. Don't follow the narrative of the media. Oh, he's negative. Forget that. Focus on Spurs and give the man a chance, and you'll see results. That's all I'm saying. I think people are
Marlon watching.
You know what it is. I don't agree. I don't agree with Marlon that Nuno's going to figure it out or something. But I will say, I don't know if it's a coincidence that 3 managers have come and gone, and we have no idea what our style of play is.
That's a very good point.
That's a coincidence.
That's the director of football's job. And like Nigel says, you do have to have that sort of continuity. And I've been said this. I mean, going from Poch to Mourinho to Mason to Nuno, it's like There's no continuity. You need to, and I've seen it now that the individuals that we're buying, I know everybody's saying that sort of we're not buying quality this window, but Hill is a starter in my opinion.
Yeah. 100%.
Royale, I think will come good, like you said. I would rather Tomiyasu, but Royale, I think will come good. Gillini, I think, is competing. Romero is a starter in my opinion, and Pape Sarr is having a good season at the moment. I think that there will be a lot to come from those players.
Yeah.
It's just
Then it goes back to what we were just saying. Play the formation that Nuno's used to utilising, as in the 3-5-2 or 5-3-2, however you want to call it.
Yeah.
Go to what he's used to Wolves. Don't try and play a formation that he's not an expert in deploying, because we're just looking like
4-3-3. This
relegation fodder.
That
last season. Last
so
season,
bad.
Sorry to interrupt you guys, but last season I know it's slightly different. But Nuno with Wolves did the double over Arsenal. Did the double. I don't know what the scores were, but that stat came up. He did double. He does well against big teams. What's happened? He's got better players supposedly at Spurs. Supposedly, and I use that word loosely because it is at the moment it's not, because we're in the mire with our players. But on paper, our players are better than they are at Wolves. Again, he went and tried to do this transitioning into a 4-3-3, wasn't quite working. But as Darius has mentioned, if he just says to himself, you know what, and I'm not really a big fan of the three at the back, only because of the fact that we've got more attacking players than we have defenders. But if Nuno thinks, you know what, I just can't do this. If he plays his three at the back and it's still pear-shaped, then there might be something more than just a play. Then
I'll put my hands up and say there is a big issue. But we're not. He hasn't even tried it yet, has he, Sam? That's the thing.
The thing is, we can talk about formations and all this, that. We've had 3 managers that don't know how to get a tune out of this team. We had Mourinho who was coming in, who was tweaking and changing something every week. And we just don't know. It's genuinely so much deeper than the formation. And we could get a bit better, but I don't know how much better we're going to get. I think we need to just flush everything.
Let me tell you what it is. I went to do the stadium tour in the summer. Yeah, it cost me, my mum, and my kid. It cost me 80 quid just to get me and my mum in, to be honest, and then my kids. So it was about 120 quid. I think the money, the comfort has got to these men. I'm telling you, there is. Football is about one. You're playing for yourself, and then you play for the club. If you can't motivate yourself, the hunger ain't there, because these men are too comfortable. Harry Kane wants to go. They don't want to get a tackle. They don't want to get injured. We need to go back and get some lower league players who want to fight for their right to be on the pitch. When you look at my guy Smith Rowe from Enfield, that boy,
stop that. You're not overreacting.
I'm rethinking my
overreacting. Overreacting. It's get a grip, man. It's one game. It's one game. We're level on points. Let's not overreact. Let's just.
And this is coming from Marlon. This is coming from Marlon of all people.
Overreacting is drop Ali. Drop Ali. Overreaction. Drop Ali because you're playing with 10 players and watch how Tottenham progress.
Sid, what's your thoughts on this?
Going to be having that.
It's not having that. I'm going to come to you because I don't think personally, Marlon, I don't think dropping Ali and bringing someone else is going to change the whole.
We were dead with or without Ali. We've had Ali out of the squad. We've had Ali in the squad, and we were dead.
Let Sid tell you. Sid's going to come on this part.
What Marlon's saying, basically, is take Delhi out, who does stuff on the pitch, and bring on the fraudster called GLC, and then let it go. And then let Marlon, and let Marlon come on and say, GLC.
What is Ali doing? Come on, he's modeling. He's modeling the hairstyle, and he's just trying to be this fashion icon. He's not a footballer. Position. Forget that. His position. He can't pass the ball.
Where do you want him to play?
Said Ali, why?
Ali has never.
You can't blame me on just Delhi, right? Okay, he had a bad game today. Everyone had a bad game today. They all had bad games today, right? You've got a 150 million pound striker who assisted for their third goal.
No, man. Do you know this is another narrative? Oh my God.
Who are you gonna play? If you get Delhi out, who you want? GLC.
No.
Nah.
It wasn't a few
Skip.
minutes.
You know what?
Conor Gallagher.
He would
If you
kick
could take-
what or play skips.
If you're going to take Ali out, it depends on who else. It depends on the formation you're going to play.
Exactly, it all
But
depends on the
if you're taking
formation.
Ali out, then you could put Moore in. You'd get more of a tune out of Moore at the moment.
Yes, you
He
are.
would work
I
back.
agree.
He would press. He would run for 90 minutes. At least you'd get
See,
sign
this,
power.
is, this is our problem. We've got too many players in here for just running.
That's the problem with that, Nigel.
We just keep
No, half
firing
these players
people
don't
for
That's
run.
a given. That's a given. That should be that. You shouldn't even have to tell a player to run. But we're 20th in running stats at this present time.
That's so
For
true. And I
total-
didn't realize
For
that.
Total
there you
kilometers covered.
So
we
you
are
get the players
20th.
that aren't. Get the players out of the club or out of the team
20.
that aren't running, and
That's the thing.
get the players that are just ready to run.
The players need to change. I don't care about
That's
the
it,
formation.
Mike.
It's stale. It's cooked. The players that have been here too long need to go because we'll get another manager and then
So
we'll
then-
say he's clueless and then we'll get another one and then we'll
Let
say
me
he's
let me
clueless.
ask you this question then,
You're on
Nigel.
point, my bro. You're
Let me
on
ask you this
point.
question then, because I agree with you, and the players do need to go. But I also agree, and this is why I wasn't angry about the window. The window isn't like we're not going to be able to get every single player out and in one window. It's going to take 2 or 3 windows, and I think we've made a good start as well. Don't get me wrong. Sissoko, Aurier, who else went? Joe Hart,
Lamella.
Lamella.
Alderweireld was sad, but you know some of the players that we all have wanted. Lamella, some of the players we've all wanted to see go have gone, and young and, in my opinion, talented players have come in. The question I ask now is, do you give Nuno an extra year and sort of more time to get more players out and more players in, or do you think that he isn't the guy and we have to bring in another manager as well as obviously still getting in players and out? Because I think that what's going to happen is, and this is literally the last thing I really want to say is, the timeline of events that I think is going to happen is Poch is gone by the end of this year, and so is Nuno. And Poch is going to come in by next season, and basically we're going to carry on what's happening. That's what I think.
I just don't want to see the same shit though.
But that's what I'm saying. It's
I'm
not going to
done.
be. I don't think it's
done.
going to be the same shit. But I just think that I don't see any hope for Nuno now. And like you said, he doesn't have the personality to turn it around. And I just think that Poch is also on his last legs at PSG as well. He's already beefing Messi. I just think that it's inevitable that somebody's waiting for somebody to go, so that can happen.
Go back to this comment here. Sorry, just Andrew Okoye said Ali worked because we had Ericsson who could find him. I think Ericsson made a lot of players look a lot better. He made
and we were ball dominant.
And we had possession. That changed with Jose, but it's not now. That's the transition that we've moved into. Having Nuno as the manager, we're not going to be a possession-based team like we were under Poch. We have to accept that fact. But saying that, we can still. I don't care. Again,
still play well.
You can still perform. You can still make the effort. Players can still run the numbers.
We've got a bunch of beta males, and we keep plugging it in with the next big thing who's 18. Like we remember when Arsenal, you'd watch them every week on Match of the Day, and all they would say is they've got no leaders. That's us. I
disagree though, because we've got Hotspur. I think Hotspur is a leader. I think Lloris is a captain, but not a leader. And I think Dier's a leader. I just think they're not good enough. I just think that they're not good enough leaders. If you're going to build a team,
we can't capitulate this often and then claim that we have leaders.
But that is again. Is that just down to literally the quality of our players?
Mate, no, even the fact that we're saying here you need to take a red card. Skip comes on. We're getting Olayed for about 5 minutes.
Oh yeah, that was
Skip's the only one who comes in. He just aims for the ankle and he snapped. That's fine. Like do that.
Yeah.
It's difficult. I don't know who to blame anymore. And that's also why I'm sort of like, I don't know what's going on, because I don't know. Like we said, we've been through everything. The board have got issues. The players are the problem. The manager's got issues. It's just like you said, the entire club just basically needs putting in a washing machine and putting out to dry and restarting. But that's not going to happen in 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 years. That takes a long time.
Okay, I'm going to ask
so
the
what's
question.
The first issue? What's the first thing you change?
I'm going to ask everybody, so everybody can give me a response to it. What's the first thing that we do now to get this right for the game that we've got midweek coming up Thursday, and then obviously for the Villa game at the weekend? What do we need to do immediately? Because sacking the manager isn't going to change that. That might just be a fact that happens, but I don't think we can keep on doing that. So again, what do we need to do?
Shane.
Mike, go on.
It's simple. We change this bullshitty formation. 4-3-3 is not going to work. I can't say this enough. we are dead if we carry on playing 4. We'll get relegated if we carry on playing 4-3-3. You've heard it here first. We will go. We'll be in a relegation scrap, and we won't survive if we carry on playing 4-3-3. We've tried it. I mean, we got lucky the first 3 games of the season. Yeah, we won 1-0 and stuff, but I mean, it was against the run of play, all bar the Watford game. We've got the lowest shots recorded in the league, or one of the lowest shots. Our goals getting peppered left, right, and centre at the moment. Surely, this is what's worrying with Nuno, is the fact that surely he can see, as a professional manager, with all the badges he's got in the world, etc. Surely he can see, right, 4-3-3 is not working. No matter whether I play Winks, Højbjerg, Skip, whether I play Ndombele, Skip, Højbjerg, whoever it might be, that midfield 3, it's just not going to work. It's never going to work in a million years. Everyone here could put their mortgage on it, and you'd be safe. It's just not going to work unless we go and keep it solid for the next. I say the next 10 games. We change the formation, go back to being solid first and foremost. Give the back line, because I think the back line have been all right this season. They're just being exposed because the midfielders are not helping them. So go back to the 4-3-3-1 formation, which is what we employed when we was under Pochettino. So we've got the majority of the players that are playing were playing with Pochettino, so they're used to that formation. It gives the back line a bit of protection, and it might, once the lads start sort of conceding less goals, they might get a bit of confidence, and then you might see a different Spurs. But if we carry on playing 4-3-3, we are dead.
Darius,
already.
What do we need to do in the next few days? What would you do?
I'm not going to say 3-5-2. That's all I'm going to say. 3-5-2. I'm going to keep saying it.
Is it quite simply a formation change for you then?
Can't change the manager, in my opinion. Now, if you want to sack him now, you're going to bring in Ryan Mason, and I am not watching. I'm not watching Tottenham under Ryan Mason. Telling you that now. Paxton Road will not see me on the shows because I will not be watching football.
It might not see me on the shows if it goes on with Ryan Mason. I'd rather see Harry Redknapp. If I'm honest with you, I'd rather see Harry Redknapp.
I'd rather see Mike Bassett than Ryan Mason. Honestly, I'm
all about Deji.
Can't change the manager. Window's not till January, so can't change the players now. What else is there? Formation. That's the last thing. Yeah. You changed the formation, and then if it still doesn't work, then I don't know what to say. Then it has to be the manager for me the next. But formation's the first thing: 3-5-2 or 4-2-3-1, and stick with it. And stop pandering. If he is really pandering to the fans and pandering to the board and whoever's trying to tell him to play these players, just tell them to shut up. Even if it's Kane that he doesn't want to play, just tell him I'm the manager. I want to play who I want to play. They fit my system. Because in all fairness, the press was better without Harry Kane. And I'm not saying that we're better without Harry Kane, but the press was better without Harry Kane. So if you can't 100%. find a way to fit him into the team, and he's not playing well because he isn't playing well at the moment, then give him a game off or something. I mean, that's the least you can do. But yeah, for me, formation changes is really the only thing you can do for an immediate change in form and success. Really,
Sid. What are you doing this week with these players if you're manager?
You know, I agree with what Darius and Mike are saying about the formation change, but the problem I have is if you're going to play the 3-5-2, I don't think we've got anyone good enough, or I don't think they're good enough as the wing backs that can go up and down and do a job like they had at Wolves when they were doing it. So they can't. What I would suggest is bring in Ted Lasso and Roy Kent, because Roy Kent, right? If you watch Ted Lasso, you know Roy Kent is. Yeah, bring him in. But you know what? If I was them, right, I'd give a couple of these youngsters that we've got that are knocking on the door. I'd bring them in, right? Give them a shout, because I'll tell you why. They cannot do any worse than what we have been seeing for the last couple of weeks. Yeah.
Only thing I'll say to that, Sid, as we talked about the Papi Sarr coming back, is you bring them into an environment like this, you're almost like poisoning them. It's like giving them the Snow White apple sort of thing. You know what I mean? They're coming into a situation where they're expected then to carry the team, or at least perform to a level where some of these other players are not. And then it's not fair on them to have that if you're... But again, you can't tell unless you play them. So I do agree.
It might have the opposite it might have the opposite effect though. If the team sees these youngsters coming in and they're like, "Wow,
Yeah,
okay, these boys are hitting the ground running." Like if Papa Sarr came in and started running the show, and he's showing up the rest of the first team, they might be like, "Hold on a minute, if this 18-year-old can do it, then I better buck my idea up and sing on the same hymn sheet as him." And it might be what the team needs, mate. Like get Hill in. I mean, yeah, he was a positive for us today. Start him. Why are we wasting his talent on the bench? He's good enough. Throw him in the deep end.
We keep going on
Skip,
about.
good enough. Throw him in.
Yeah,
Don't
exactly.
piss about with
we
these
keep
other.
Going on about. Go on, mate.
No, go on, mate. You crack on.
I was gonna say we keep going on about this lack of creativity, this lack of this, right? And I've said it many times before, right? Makandai is killing it at the moment, right? In that position. Why not just bring him, give him a trial, put him in on Thursday, give him a shout with the Gills and all them lot. You can't do any worse than Ndombele, Ali, whoever. He's killing it at the moment, so just bring him in. No point in bringing him in, putting him on the bench. If you're going to bring him in to play. These guys, right? I guarantee you, they'll be wanting to play for this. Yeah, they'll be.
If you vote for me, I'll have him in.
Again,
If you
sorry.
vote for me, I'll have him in, mate.
I'm going to start that. Deji, after this, I'm going to put that on the Twitter poll. I might actually create a Twitter poll. Deji in, Nuno out. See which ones gets more percentage. Nigel.
Sam, yeah, go on. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, Nigel.
Yeah.
I'm going to come to you anyway, Deji, but I want to come to Nigel, then I want to come to Marlon and then get your thoughts as well. So what would you change this week, Nigel?
I think starting tomorrow, Nuno gets probably the person who loves the club most in the team, which is Harry Winks. And he gives him a phone book and he tells him to cold call Qatar until he finds an oil baron. And we get someone to come in, buy the club, and then we can build on from there, because I don't think there's any... I'm tired of calling managers clueless, thinking of formations, tactics, this, that. I just think we need to just, again, buckle up. I don't expect much going forward from this group of players. I'm tired of expecting anything from them. And I think we're going to have some good performances, and then we're going to have performances like this when we say, what are they doing? The situation's stale. Our next opportunity to change it is going to be the next window. And I just think between now and Wednesday, it is what it is. We're going to be bumpy. We're going to be bumpy.
My seatbelt has not been unclipped.
I'm fed up with the seatbelt being strapped.
I'm fed up with it. But I'm going to come to Mr. Positive, Mr. Motivator of the Spurs crew at the moment. Of the assembler group that we've got from the Marvel team, it is only the one. It's Marlon. So I'm going to come to you, Marlon. What would you do this week? Tell me, Marlon. Talk to me.
This week, change the formation, play the players you want to play, and just be positive, man. We'll be all right, man.
I love that. You know what? I like this new Marlon, you know.
No,
I like this new Marlon.
Listen,
I like it.
A
He's just
blind
positive.
man could say the 4-3-3 is not working. It is so open and it exposes us. To be honest, even Ndombele, I don't like to question him because the guy's very skillful, but that first half it was pants. The whole midfield was pants. But go to what we know best. 4-2-3-1, and we'll be all right. And I think people should stop questioning Kane. Just leave him. He'll come good.
I think
he will come good. I agree with that.
He missed chances that he would score last season and the season before. The header, the little chip over Ramsdale. I know he's bagging them last season, and that's what scares me.
We had a penalty today. That was a blatant penalty.
Yeah.
If we had that chance, that game would have changed. Sorry,
I'm still questioning. I'm only questioning Kane is because it goes back to the point. There are some players, regardless of how the whole team's playing, that can not necessarily pull the whole team through, but certainly make their effort a little bit more to kind of get the other players around him. I've never seen Harry Kane really do that for us in situations like this, where you could see, okay, Nuno's not making any changes. Okay, we're not playing great in midfield. All right, then. I know we don't want him to drop as much, but when he has opportunities to, burst past the player, have a shot from here, it didn't seem enough to me. I want to see more. Son kind of did it to a degree, but even he didn't do it enough today. There wasn't enough of that, where players just take responsibility on the pitch, regardless of what's set up, regardless of what the manager's doing. The old days, what? Forget what's happening there. I'm going to do this.
Tanganga
I'm
was
going to
there
do this.
today.
I'm taking
No one's called that
responsibility.
Tanganga. He was poor.
Got to have responsibility on these players. With too much of these, oh, well, he's not played in his right formation. Oh, well, that's not quite his fault. No, fuck that. If I was playing ball today, I'm saying, right, I'm not wanting to lose 4 or 5 to this lot, because this is the worst that we can have. All week we're going to get this, so I'm going to throw a tackle in. Right, I'm up for this now. Players see me up for it. What are you going to do about it? I'm saying to the next man next to me, what the fuck are you doing about it today?
Yeah.
Not, oh, well, the manager's not played the right formation, so I'm going to not play to my best of my abilities. Fuck that. That's what I'm saying. Sorry.
They've been hiding behind this formation for too long now. We can't keep saying formation. What's the common denominator here?
Don't say
Players.
the player. It's the player.
It's players. But at the end of the day, you can't change all the players in 1 year, can you? And we all said this. If we got rid of every single player we want to get rid of and brought in a bunch of incredible players this window, then Nuno would get all the blame.
Let's buy proper players, bro. Like what is everything?
This is the issue. This is the issue. And the reason I disagree with this is because we did and we tried to. Lautaro Martinez was a target. Vlahovic was a target. Pau Torres was a target. Koundé was a target. These players don't want to join us. We don't have any pull. So you can't expect these players to join Tottenham just because of a fancy stadium and a nice training ground. We're going to have to build from somewhere. So I'm happy with the players that we've brought in, like Hill, like Pape Sarr, like Galini, like Romero. These are good players that will get us to the level, hopefully, to where we can attract the players that we should be buying. Because at the end of the day, I don't see any elite player wanting to join Tottenham. We don't have the history like an Arsenal. Arsenal could be in 8th place, but they'll always be able to say, we're Arsenal, we won the league, whatever. We aren't that sort of club. So we have to start somewhere. And I can accept.
Even they're struggling to attract.
And they're struggling, exactly.
What top players have they got?
I can accept us sort of shopping in this market. It's just we have to make the right moves and sort of play the right players.
We need to look internal. We need to look at
let me come to
the youth as well. Great point.
Let me come to my manager in waiting to get the final say what he would do this week with the Spurs players. Deji, you'll be starting on Monday. So what would you do?
Yeah, Sam. First of all, let me just remind colleagues on the panel and the audience that I was one of the ones who called out for Jose to lose his job before the Carabao Cup final, the McDonald's Cup, and he came out just in time. Just to say, miracles can happen. I think the Avengers reassembled here on this panel. You give us the job at no cost. We're doing it for free. Okay, Nuno, let's pay his severance package or whatever. And then you allow us, Sid is on the money. I believe there are some youngsters in our academy who are capable of going alongside Skip and playing some good football. We've got nothing to lose. Then I'll bring in a psychologist who can speak softly into the left ear of Harry Kane and Dele Alli and really get them, to start feeling good about themselves. And we'll start marching up the table. Look, everything that you guys have said is spot on. What I can't be sure of is that Nuno is listening to us, taking notes as to what all Spurs fans can clearly see where the errors are. Another thing is, Sam, is sometimes you just got to do a Tuchel. Straight away, the first thing he did is he didn't play Mason Mount in the first game because he wanted to kind of rouse something up in Mount. He brought back Rudiger. For me, Lucas Moura has to sit down. Kane sits down. Reguilon sits down. If they're not cutting the mustard, we can't keep playing the people. You play the people that deserve to play, and then you bring in the youth gradually into the fold, and you will see the turnaround. The only reason why we're not playing good is because, like colleagues have said, it is toxic. The guys don't feel good about themselves. So I'm going to come in and I'm going to give everyone a hug. All right, boys, you can play football, right? And you'll see the difference against Villa. So, Levy, if you're watching this, the Avengers Reassembled is happy to do the job free of charge. And only if you're happy with our performance, then you can give man a Bentley like you did Poch or wherever it is, however you want to bless me. That is the way forward, Sam. But Nuno, he ain't got a clue. And it's not his fault. This club is too big for him.
What I'm going to do then, as part of these Avengers, because there's one film I've got to watch today. It's Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. That's me. That's my character. That's me. I'm here for that. I'm here because that, you know what I mean? I'm taking that on. I'm running with that. Wakanda forever. Until we can do something else, we got to get some of these players out. I'm with you tomorrow morning. I'm there with you. We'll go down to Hotspur way. We'll sort something out. We'll tell certain people, no, sit down, watch yourselves, and watch how it's done. I might even play myself. Play a manager. I can't do any worse, surely. Surely, I kicked a ball for about 10 years. But I was
going to say, you'd be like a Dharma Traore without the pace, wouldn't you?
I'll be like a Dharma Traore without the pace and the skill. I'll tell you that much. But anyway, I'd at least put the effort in. Even if I couldn't get up and down, I'd still look like at least I wanted to get up and down. Some of these players didn't even look like they wanted to get up and down the pitch today, which made me mad on top of mad. And that's what I couldn't take today. I don't mind players who can't do it because they physically can't do it. But when you just go, oh, shit. You know what? I can't even get
if they can't do it, Shane, what should happen is you don't allow the ball and the player to get past you. Just one or the other, but not both. So if you can't do it, one or the other, but don't allow both to go past you. Football's not difficult. Deji said it earlier. Football is not a complicated game. It's very, very simple. But we're just making things massively, or someone within the club is making it massively complicated, and
for the past 3 years,
it's just stinking the place up.
Does anybody want, as part of this last bit of the therapy session, does anybody want to just get anything more off their chest whilst they can? Opportunity to have a go on, Nigel. I knew you wanted to get psyched up.
No, it's not even off my chest because I'm clueless about this. But I just saw a comment say realistically, when we finish, can I ask what is a good season for us? Because I don't even know what it is anymore.
I can tell you that in a nutshell. Win a trophy, and wherever we finish in the league, so be it. That's my point.
It's got to be top six.
I actually agree with that now. And the only reason I do agree with that now is because there's too many good teams in the league. And that Arsenal team has to finish above us. If they don't finish above us, that's the worst season for them because they don't have Europe. And this Thursday will affect us. And not just because the quality, like traveling sort of those far distances and then coming back and playing on Sunday will take a toll on you at the end of the season.
Who forgot?
Some team called Muir or something. I don't know.
It's at home, isn't it?
Basically, all I'm saying is I think I have to agree with Sam now. I thought we could get top 4. After seeing how Kane's performing, we just have to win a trophy. If we win a Carabao or the FA Cup or that Conference League, I don't think anybody's going to care where we finish.
You know what?
Honestly.
If I'm brutally honest, if we finish top half, like I'm a bit facetious when I say a trophy and anyway, as long as we didn't get relegated. But if we was to finish with a trophy and top half, I'm saying, and I'm going to be on record, that's a good season for Nuno. Given where he is now, if he's still in charge at the end of the season, and he was to do that. Anything less than that, we don't win anything, and we're not inside that top 8 or whatever. I don't know what we do as a club, as a board, as players. What do you do? Having gone through. Don't say that, Deji. But you might be right.
Remember last season, guys? Remember, because we've got all of our videos on YouTube. I said that Aston Villa is a better team than Spurs. That was last year under Jose.
What facts do you have there?
No way. Get a result this weekend against.
I don't think we'll beat Villa. I honestly don't think we'll beat Villa.
We won't beat Villa if we go 4-3-3.
No confidence. Zero confidence. We won't beat Brentford. We won't beat Villa. We won't beat Brighton either. We won't beat Brighton. We'll beat Norwich. They're god-awful Norwich.
Why are you not supporting Spurs if you're so negative?
Marlon.
I'm bad. Marlon. I am so
We are 20th. We are 20th for basically most of the stats in the league. I could give reasons and excuses for this game. But this Arsenal game, I've got I can't find any positives from this game.
We're overreactive.
Do you really think?
100%. There's so many factors. Wait. Hey, Deji, wait, man. You're always talking.
Yeah. Right now, we are 20th for everything. That means we're bottom. Forget the 1-0.
Listen.
We, on our performance and on stats, we should be bottom after 6 games.
There's so many factors
I'm very scared.
that are killing this team and manager at the moment. But I'm not going to go over them because we know them all the time. Just
Marlon
give him a chance to spend with this team. Give him a chance. No, man, you lot are acting a bit like.
Marlon Espirito Santo. That's what I think it is.
Marlon.
It's his brother.
Marlon. No, with that positivity. What's going on? This is different. This is a different
Marlon is
unless I watch a different Nuno under Wolves, I must lose
but
my mind.
Our team,
give him a chance with the team.
Like Wolves.
You're mad for saying
We
that
haven't
comment.
got Coutinho
See,
running things in the
that's a
middle.
crazy,
Don't
that's a
have
crazy
that,
comment. Is Tottenham not a better team than Wolves?
No, don't do that.
You're crazy.
Yes.
That's a crazy comment. See, that's crazy.
Don't do that.
How can you
Oh,
not,
man.
how can you say we ain't got a better team than Wolves?
No, I would take Neves. I would take Coutinho in our midfield right now.
Pedence, Neto.
I would take Jimenez. I
Traore.
would take their defense.
I'm not backing this. I'm not backing this. We need to close off before we start saying.
I think we do because boy, this might have to be our talking points where we get the Marvel team back. I think we need to get the Marvel team back. Wakanda forever, by the way, and just make sure we do something to talk about this because the therapy session I don't believe is quite done yet, and we need to maybe get some more of. But we could do this for a long time, and I think it's good.
It's like Spurs Anonymous, isn't it? Where we all just gather around weekly and just thrash out our issues.
Guys,
Just holding hands in a circle.
upcoming fixtures.
Hi,
Go
my
on,
name is
Sid.
Nigel.
Why do you support Spurs, Nigel? Oh man, this is.
Series of unfortunate events.
Let me hear.
What?
Sid, what was you gonna
Oh,
say?
man.
What was you gonna say?
I was saying
We're done.
our upcoming fixtures, right? We're playing Lucas Moura on Thursday because we're playing Moura. Then we got Villa, Newcastle, Vitesse Arnhem, West Ham, Burnley, Man United.
We beat
Nuno won't
Burnley, we beat Burnley, and we beat Mora.
Oh,
I'm not confident about the rest
Hey,
of these
if
games.
he doesn't win those UECL games and we don't beat, what is it? Did you say Villa? Then you did
He's
you
got-
yourself to
So
Villa?
it's Villa. It's Moura then Villa.
Yeah.
Then we're away to Newcastle.
We should beat
Then we're
them.
away to Vitesse. Home to West Ham. It's
Up to the
Burnley
West Ham
in
game, right?
EFL.
Okay. Just stop to
Yeah.
that point. Up until the West Ham game, he's got to win
Yeah,
all them
Burnley-
games.
Every
Okay.
He's got
game.
to win all them.
every
games.
game. Every
We
game.
lose to
Every
Newcastle.
He has to win every game,
we can't-
Marlon.
We
Until
can't
that
lose.
West Ham
We
game.
can't lose to Newcastle. He's gone. If he
He has to win every
No,
game.
no, I
there.
wouldn't say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Fair enough. Yeah. We're not going to lose.
He has up to West
Yeah,
Ham.
will be
I'll give
Villa.
him that. He has to win every game. West Ham, we
Marlon,
know what that's
if
like.
we lose
I'll
to
put
West
a
Ham,
bet now,
you
we
gotta
beat
give
Villa.
everybody on this panel 50 quid each.
Yeah, but West Ham-
Hold on. Instead of 50 quid, I'll
Hold
take
on.
the Spurs away shirt. I'll take the Spurs away shirt.
West
Listen.
Ham is not a rubbish team. West Ham are good.
I
They're
know
very
that. That's what I'm trying to say. That's why I said up to West Ham.
Villa, we
All them
have
other
to
games
beat
we have to
Villa.
win. We
No,
have
We
to.
have to
We
win,
have to.
yeah, we have to win all the games up to at West Ham. Otherwise, he's gone.
He's gone.
He is gone.
In my opinion, I don't think he can survive it because remember
It's
we
too
haven't
much
won
heat.
in the four. Is this the fifth game now? So
What's
yeah,
that?
this is the fifth
Six.
game. We haven't won. We haven't
Oh
won.
yeah,
in
no,
5
sorry,
games.
fifth. Yeah.
We
Fifth.
had four. Yeah, we had
Two draws,
the two
3 losses,
2-2s
yeah.
and the 2 3-0s, and we've lost today 3-1. So that's 5 games.
Yeah.
5 games. I know we went through. But
Problem
don't get
is,
twisted. We
Who
didn't
is he?
play.
Who would you bring? Oh, this is mad that we talked about this already. But who would you bring in?
It'll be Mason.
Sean
And
Dyche.
Oh,
Harry
mate,
Redknapp.
I
Harry,
cannot
get off the
cope
cooking
with
channels.
Mason.
Get off the
Sean
cooking
Dyche.
stuff. Just come and do this for the rest of the season. Because I don't want to see Ryan Mason. You bring Ryan Mason in.
It
I'm
will
not
be
doing
Ryan
this no more.
Mason.
I'm
It will
done.
be
I'm
Ryan
not doing
Mason.
this. No.
Prepare, guys. Get prepared for it.
Listen, guys, I want to just say thanks to all those viewers watching. It's been awesome. We had over 100 people at one point. Thank you for supporting us. I know some of them weren't all Spurs fans, but we don't mind. We're here to take the abuse. We're here to try and at least get this off our chest. Look out for us in the week. We're going to have talking points in the week. We've got Judge Jody's show on Monday. We'll have Ask Sid for Friday. We'll have the preview show on Wednesday and then a game reaction show Thursday against Mora, whoever that is. I don't really care at this moment in time. I just want to go and have a drink. I'm sure a lot of the panel want to go and have a drink to drown their sorrows, but we're going to get it for the rest of this week because it's the Arsenal game, North London derby. Gentlemen, I just want to say thank you to all of you, Mike, Darius, Sid, Nigel, Marlon, and welcoming back Deji, the new manager, who'll be at Hotspur away tomorrow. Get his autographs in early, people, because he's going to be a very good manager for us.
Get
in
him
the
trending.
future.
Deji
Get him
in.
trending. Get him trending.
Please, get me trending. I want the job.
Guys, I think we have to go now. I think it's just, I'm done now. I really am done. I'm going to watch Black.
Spurs
I'm not lying.
Anonymous is
I'm
closing.
not lying. I'm watching Black Panther. I've got to finish it off. And then I'm on to Doctor Strange. That looks like a good movie. I've seen it already, but it looks really good the second time round. So there, I'm on it tonight. I've got my TV sorted out. Right, I'm going now. Bye. That's it. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye.
All right.